That Deb is made to save the grand. What are you saying? He says he thinks the bastard is going to die. Doctor, they didn't save him. Come on, do you know what Sky has done? The vegan cat has drunk this. Look. What he's done. I mean, if he says, if he drinks. This because Gary Yurovsky said he took this. I analyze what Garovsky does. And then I do it. Plant protein. Okay, but what does vegan mean? Okay, but what does this say? Hemp, I do. And know what it was. Hemp, ICAN find it, man. Yes, hemp chia. It was easier. Wow. High quality. Look, it's a real mess. I've put it together and I say like Sky. I'm going to try this for the first time in my life that I'm taking supplements. I do it out of love for women and animals and the planet and myself, because I am a man, and for all men, everyone's included, damn it, all inclusive. At the vegan hotel this summer and he drank it. The thing is, it's really fast. You know, look at all that he's drunk, just a little bit like that. Michi eats strange things sometimes. No, because I live with strange people. And Michi is special. It's going in the trash, and I had to perform an exorcism. I think he went to file a complaint. He took the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, carried it to the sun and said, this is what they bring me here, they deceive me. Michi has reported that she hasn't eaten anything bad. That's why this happened to him. Juan, because of a pigeon. By Juan Palamo, it's already over, it's already happened. Michi, Sky has been vegan since he was 4 months old and Michi came from the street herself to look for Sky. She stayed here and has been vegan for a year and a half. We need to put a counter in, otherwise we're going to lose track. Since they don't have DNA, it's a chip. A potato chip. We're going to name you Michiota. I call her Michiota because she sings in the morning. My meal begins. And this is the result of hemp cultivation. And what else, man? Come on, let's see if we can find it, shall we? Be patient. This is pure muscle. You're like Jamie from Game Changers. I don't see it, man. High protein content. Everyone's into protein. Power word protein. You tell the breatharians protein and they've eaten. You guys look like breatharians. What a society, man. Filthy creature of the world, you know. And I am from the kingdom of heaven, so filth has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry, I'm playing very hard today. You can see this video. I can't find it, dude. If I play a strong game that I can't find. I've seen it there, you know. What kind of chia seeds? Here, damn, we've played it 10 times, man. Look, pea, chia, and hemp. Look how simple it is, you see it, and now he's eating this. And this. See, tomato. Tomato, take it. Destroy yourself, you dark-skinned one. I saw this very dark-skinned and I said, is this dark-skinned bear? And this is mind-blowing. This definitely comes from Valencia, which is not Argentina. The price is scary. Because today I scored a goal against Satan, against the sheets, against the addict, against animal products. You'll see what I've decided to do today. The Garden of Eden. Can you see it or not, this relic? This is what we have done today. Look, if we set it up like this, and you pause it, and increase the volume, you'll see it. Okay, that's why I'm so happy about this today. This is every child's dream, every newborn's dream. Let's See. The God of this age blinds so that hearing they do not hear, and seeing they do not see. Jesus and his messengers strive to make people hear the message, awaken to the truth and to compassion. The 144,000. This is what they've done to our brain. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Look what they do to the brain. They throw all this crap at him and imprison him because these are products of slavery, and he is enslaved and bound. It hides the slaughterhouses hidden from your eyes. People don't believe anymore that they don't exist, that everything comes to them on a silver platter. Look what's there. And then look what happens to us. Do you see the daily routine? The same thing happens to human beings and societies when it's not war, it's disease, or it's violence. Look, this is what they're selling you. How delicious, natural, and necessary. Because they know how to make your brain, well, like they put bread in it, and bread is addictive and tricks you, just like potatoes, which are super addictive. Since when? From the age of 4, it was programmed, only from the age of 4, to be addicted to products of animal origin, and they were not the truth, so that we continue consuming. They hid it so that you wouldn't see. Slaughterhouses, suffering, factory farms. Transport, you can pause it if you need to. Transportation, cruelty. Pollution and destruction of forests and water, the truth about your health and the planet, all of that is hidden in the school. They do not propose it. So that seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear or understand. Matthew chapter 13 verse 13. That's why they spoke to them in parables, because there was no other way to tell them. And you say, today you will go and not understand, and seeing you will see and not perceive, because you have deceived yourselves about reality. It's called the false matrix. You can watch the Matrix movie, which isn't a matrix, it's a simulation. That's why there's so much fuss about simulation. Our original brain, thanks to Chentral, a friend out there who taught me our original brain is a gatherer and vegetarian, a strict vegan. It is not a hunter and a necrophagous carrion eater. That's why so many people are sick, and the cure for cancer is raw veganism. No, you can't overdo it with cooking or vegetables, because you're eating 40 or 50% of their energy, but come on. Don't eat unnatural animal products and guts. Do you see death? If you don't destroy, forgive yourself. If you don't destroy death, you won't be able to live as a human being. We're the stewards of the planet, and we came here to help, and we're screwing things up. You know. So, what did they do? Why are people blind? They changed the sacred scriptures and the medical manuals of the On. That's why neither the doctors nor those in the churches know about this, because it's extremely well hidden. But the Jews dared. One good thing about them is that it was denounced by the Jews themselves. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 4. What do you say? And Jeremiah chapter 8 verse 8. What do you say? His prophets are frivolous prevaricators. They hide. I can't remember what prevaricators means now. Let's pause. Pre-vaccinators. I'm not going to advertise, okay? Quote. Hey, pay me for this, he says. Don't mess around. In a legal sense, an official who makes an unfair decision, knowingly abusing something, their position, whatever, someone who lies, deceives and acts falsely deliberately, knowing that consuming animals is wrong. Holy people, or what are called prophets, come on, well, not going anywhere yet. Their prophets are light-hearted and preachers. His prophets are frivolous, like lukewarm, weaklings, and perverts who do things that are wrong in the eyes of the law, and they defiled the sanctuary and falsified the law. This is just from the desert where they were walking with the tabernacle, with the church there, those who made the false law, the second law, Deuteronomy, which also means second law. Theology is always evolving. The sand is comfortable, it moves. Do you know it's slipping? Away, and look again, Jeremiah, how do you say that you? We are wise in the law of Yahel, the one who was, is, and will be mom and dad. Certainly. The lying or false pen of the scribes has changed it into a lie, acknowledging that they had changed the law of God. Nothing. I told them about holocausts and animal sacrifices when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. No, absolutely no eating animals. What has the industry done? Do you see that religion gave it to you? You'll see. What has the industry done? Okay. One at a time. What have they done to turn the other thing on? Let's get to it. The adulterated Bible, the adulterated Quran, WHO medical manuals, adulterated. Confucius, altered, not adulterated, altered. Excuse the terminology, altered. And altered Buddha, which seems to mean adulterated, means that you add something. That doesn't affect the original. So, what have they done since all this was disrupted? That remove lines and add lines with changing one or two things, or 20 of each book is already a little bit of yeast. What are you doing? The whole dough rises. And then the dough doesn't fit the plate. Come on, let's go. Industry, addiction, advertising and marketing, manipulation of information, distorted education, media, science and medicine at the service of profit. All for money, power, and control. Addiction industry. What can we do? Open your eyes. Open my eyes, O Christ. Open my eyes, I beg you. I want to see you. Do you see it? Well, this is living. Pure nature, pure life. Love. Open your eyes, listen, understand, act with love, live without causing harm. Do you see it? Do you understand? Those in the know will understand. For the love of God, your body, your soul, because God also means life. For the love of life, your body, your soul, the goddess, all creatures. The path is compassion. For all creatures, truth, and justice. Okay, I won't make it any longer. The Garden of Eden, vegan. Original sin. Eating animals and their derivatives. Genesis chapter 2 verse 17. You shall not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But if he told you to eat from plants that bear seed, then trees that bear fruit and seed would be food. Well, be vegan and don't eat everything else. Because it will be the tree of good and evil, and if you want to understand, well, it's something that when you eat it, you're harming others, in this case, animals. Eat what's here. The tomato, you see, the apple, the banana, the fruit. The carrots, you understand. Well, since we have our eyes open, we'll keep it that way. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Father and Mother who art in heaven and on earth, hallowed be thy name. Sanctified means having holiness, it means having purpose. The purpose of the Garden of Lane, the paradise. On earth, the Jerusalem of peace, the world at peace, everything. We need to study the scriptures more. Open your eyes and understand. Father, Mother who art in heaven and on earth, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, where there is justice, peace, and joy for all creatures. Thank you for our daily food. Forgive us our trespasses, just as we forgive our offenders, and lead us not into temptation. Okay, look at all the temptations there are. You see, Don't lead us into temptation. Temptation. Do you see it? You can pause it if you don't need to. Okay. And deliver us from evil. From death. If you want to have life, you have to destroy death. And so by hearing you will hear and understand, and by seeing you will see and perceive, and you will not be deceived, for the truth will set you free. Set you free. The truth will set you free, not slaves. Because if you create slavery, what will your own brain do to you? It will make you a slave. Because what you do to others comes back to you. You throw a ball and it bounces back. The God of this century has invented some things, and the God of the other century invented others, so that you remain deceived by the Babylonian machinery that was invented from our ancestors. Because a glass of milk has 6 grams of casein, 76 grams more than your mom. A piece of cheese contains 25 grams of casein, 25 grams more than your mom. It's the same as heroin. If you give up cheese, you're going to feel bad for a month and then you go to the supermarket, you see cheese, you're like, Mom, open the fridge, some yogurt, Mom, I've been calling you a 3,000 or 4,000 kilograms cow, huh? And a feeling like you're in Wonderland, huh? And it's not true, and this is also called umami. They make you feel like you're in heaven with sugars and more cheese and fat and egg. Hey, what's wrong with an egg? And this, adrenaline from this with fat. Wait, let's pause. Look, Jesus Christ, what does he want to tell you? You see sent and sent. What am I doing to you? Delivering the message. He was the master, the captain, like the Father. Nobody comes to the Father except through me. So, who is the Father? The one from Genesis. Who is the Mother? The Rue Jacobes, the one from Genesis and the Spirit of God. And the voice of God, the Mother, the woman, the luck, the wisdom, said, there was light and the light went away. And there was light. Do you understand? And if they're the daughters or sons, who are the chosen ones? Well, those who say to mom and dad, I want to work for you and I want to help you. Maybe that's a translation. I have studied theology, but I need to study more. Everyone is chosen. He's the one who doesn't want to work. That one is not the chosen one. He wants to do something else. There are people who want to remain deceived. But no, these are them. But no, what awaits you at the hospital? What will happen to those who follow the snake? The snake of the hospital awaits him. You understand? The snake waiting for you there in the hospital is coiled around a scuttle stick. That's it. You stop taking drugs of animal origin because they harm others, and what harms others comes back to you as karma. The law is that there is always a harvest. Look how beautiful paradise is. Having the opportunity to live in paradise, they chose their own paths. But we, as a generation, have the power to change. Be the change you want to see in the world. As it is within, love is without. Observe the animals. They say, no, it's because the animals eat each other. And because here this one doesn't eat this one, nor does this one eat this one, nor does this one eat this one, nor do these ones eat each other either. These are not edible either. We've always kept them as lions, and my cats are vegan, so they don't eat the others either. I can feel it. Genesis chapter 1 verse 30. You know every creature of the earth in the heavens, and every creeping creature, every green plant will serve as food for it. It could be vegan cats and dogs. How can that be? God, yes, the dog that has lived the longest, 27 years, vegan and almost without diseases. Well then, that's it. I am gullible. I already believe in you, God of the heavens. I watched in the Garden of Eden. I have faith. And Jesus Christ says, as it was in the beginning, which was in the beginning, the word concerning, the word of God. You heard, children and fathers, what was in the beginning in Genesis, and what was in the beginning, Genesis. Veganism remains in you. What did the verse say? Look, it's already going up into the sun. He who walks by day walks in the light. He who walks at night walks in darkness. That's why he stumbles. It's better to go out day and night than to stay indoors. Let's see if I don't get lost. Okay, fathers and children, as it was in the beginning. If what was in the beginning remains, you will remain in the Son and in the Father. No one comes to the Father except through me, Jesus said. Who is the Father? Genesis chapter 1 and 2. Why? Because the entire Torah was poorly explained and twisted so that they would not look to the Father of Genesis, to Elohim, who made mom and dad the heavens and the earth very good. Genesis 1:31. And they were looking at the one about Noah who got drunk and messed things up afterwards. Because before he was vegan, okay. And as for the good one, I don't want to mention Abraham's case, which is also wrong. They probably touched him or did something to him. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and God said, here I have given you the plant. Okay, what was from the beginning, what we have heard, what we have seen with our eyes, what was from Genesis, that's the important thing, where the earth is very good. Veganism, which was in the beginning. Veganism, formerly called vegetarianism, but it got twisted, everything gets twisted. Come on, to the beginning of creation. Man, okay, gospel. In the beginning, the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Jesus Christ, where was he? In veganism and marriage. Well, we already know that the world isn't perfect, but at least leave the animals alone and your bodies alone. He who practices sin is of the devil, and the devil has sinned from the beginning. From Genesis chapter 3, 4 to 6. God didn't say that you couldn't eat from that tree, but that your eyes would be opened. Animals also have seeds. Plants have seeds, and so do animals and people. That's another kind of tree, but this one doesn't suffer. Plants don't suffer. Do you understand? Plants don't suffer. Today I didn't hear him cry, and I also gave him affection, and now the cat doesn't make a fuss either. Don't you understand? There you go. Let what you have heard from the beginning remain in you. Veganism, rest, work, marriage, working the land. Okay. Remember your Creator in the days of Jehovah's youth. Well, let's remain. Do you understand what we said at the beginning, beloved? I am not writing you a new commandment, but an old one. The ancient paths. Seek out what the ancient paths are. You will find rest. Genesis, the people who speak of Genesis, of justice, of peace with all, and truth, and joy with all creatures. But a new commandment is not written, but the old commandment that you have had since Genesis. Eat of every seed-bearing plant on the earth and of every tree on earth that bears fruit, and seed will serve as food for you. That's what he meant. Because with that, the kingdom of heaven isn't about eating and drinking, it's about righteousness. Yes, and peace and joy. If animals don't have peace or righteousness, you don't leave them in peace. And they don't harm anyone, you're hurting them. If not, without them they don't harm anyone, and I hurt them, then mom and dad will curse us. What are you doing hurting animals? They're not hurting you at all. Righteousness, peace. If they don't have peace, neither will humankind. Then we complain about wars and we don't get anything out of it. And joy. If there's no righteousness and no peace, how can you have joy? Well, you have to work so hard on earth to have a smile, or to have stability, or to have a marriage, to have a job, or to achieve your studies and pass. Approved by the Father. The 10 Commandments were, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. It's universal to all creatures, but they came up with, put them in sacrificial books so no one understands. That's why I said this, their prophets are frivolous, and their priests defile the sanctuary. The law, as you say, we are wise, and the law of the one who was, is, and will be, mother and father, is with us, and they have certainly changed it. The scribes are liars, the false pen. Okay, we understand. Well, pass it on to your homes. Open your eyes, listen, understand, act with love and without harming anyone. Creature. The Garden of Den vegan. Original sin, eating animals. May you have much peace and grace. I say goodbye, I'm leaving. Phew, be careful with this, okay? Be careful with this. You can read all of this. Everything is fine, except for the food. Okay, that's why it has so much power. Everything is fine, except for the food. Killing animals and such, okay, because otherwise, they'd sell you. Insects. If you have a vegan seal, all foods are good, okay? Because of addiction, because of this, there it is. They did that because of this. They did this because of this. Addiction, okay. Because of the 25 grams of casein in the cheese. When they invented it, the one who invented cheese messed it up, took out all the water, and messed it up. And then they also give them money. Do you understand? Watch Christie's documentary and you'll understand. Come on, peace be with you. Peace and grace, peace and grace, peace and grace.